a doubt, without a doubt. Okay, boom. Yeah, so boom. The last time I talked to you, you said you were still writing for that movie. Have you put any more pages to the script?
Lupe goes in the world. Lupe those, but yeah, the movie Lupe, I mailed it out.
Okay, perfect, perfect for sure. Yeah, definitely excited to see that for sure, for sure.
Also, get ready to do something really, really big with oh no, but it's something real, real fun. I like the big booty political sisters like busting the coochies and assholes, eating the coochies and assholes.
Hell yeah.
It's something real legendary. I'm having fun doing the shit.
Yeah, it sounds epic. It sounds epic.
Country album also coming out. Also, I'm gonna do a country movie. I got a lot of great shit getting ready to happen.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. That shit sounds epic. That shit sounds epic for sure. Definitely, I'm gonna be on the lookout for that. Any new music you writing to? Just the country, or you writing other stuff? Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Okay, okay. Hell yeah, hell yeah. So basically, you just been on your program. Are you
working on different movies and different scripts to go with different movies and shit like that. Also in music, yeah.
Okay, okay, for sure, for sure. What's up with the strain? The strain still around? The weed strain, the Cmacc OG.
Yeah, the structure's still around. You back in with Zootown. It's the Puerto Rican and Dominican max. Yeah, they're still around.
Okay, perfect. No, for sure, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I'll tap in with them again because I lost my Instagram and shit, so I had to give everything back. So,
you back in with Zootown, or Boston, with Blue Devil, a little educated structure. He can get you directly.
Okay.
He's doing everything fair.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, all fair business for sure. All fair business for sure.
All fair business and standing on business.
That part. Okay. Hell yeah. I did want to ask you one other thing too. Like I seen like I don't know, I don't really be paying attention to the shit when they like, they be putting your name out there saying you calling in and crashing out and shit like that. I don't really listen to the shit, you know what I'm saying? But supposedly I guess you had like a little bit of differences with ODM Slim.
Tell you something about ODM Slim. Me and little educated structure Blue Devil, we talked with ODM Slim 55 hours ago. And he was just pretty much saying, he's just trolling a little bit on the internet.
Yeah.
Pretty much, how I look at things, I look at things in my life a little differently. I do understand he was trying to do something different in the community with the Peace Street shit, which you'll never. We got over that, though, the homies. We got over that shit. We were all right now. We just see differently. I see life is business. That's it. We see things differently. He's older than me, but he is a tiny little general from 57th Street. He's a real radical.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. No, the only reason why I asked you is because I didn't believe into any of the hype. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, y'all broke.
We talked 55 hours ago. We're all right.
Okay, for sure. No, definitely got that cleared up for sure. Just wanted to clear that up. Just because it ain't never cool to see another, another keyway or another neighborhood going into another neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
We have our disagreements that time. Cool now. I'm gonna come home. I know a lot of different people. I'm doing stuff with my boy Andrew and them. I know a lot of motherfuckers. So yeah.
This call is from a federal prison.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. So
we just didn't see eye to eye with the shit with the Peace Street shit, but that shit is definitely over with. And we're gonna make increments together, me and Cub. But we're not doing no Peace Street shit. We're over that. We're over all that shit. We're standing on citizens, and that's all we're doing. Shout out ODM Slim and all the great stuff he's doing. And motherfucker was knocking. Shout out to him, Slim, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. The only reason why I asked, like, is as I was saying, like, I thought everything, wasn't really what it was. Like I said, like you said, I thought it was just some trolling, So that's why I didn't really believe into the hype. Everybody has differences with each other, but at the end of the day, like, if you guys could coexist, you know what I'm saying? Y'all both keyways at the end of the day. Y'all both neighbors. You feel me? So it's still love. No, for sure, for sure. Boom. What was the other thing I was gonna tell you? Oh, yeah. So other than the movies and the music, anything else? Like when are you thinking about? Okay. Okay.
What's going on, but it's very, very exciting. It's exciting. It definitely is exciting here. And the world's going to love it. I'm going to love it even more. I'm the one doing it.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I'm going to enjoy every last piece of that.
It does definitely sound legendary, for sure. Definitely sounds legendary.
Oh, it is. I'm going to ruin so many big booty beautiful bitches, coochies and assholes. I can't wait.
No, for sure. Well, the other thing I was gonna ask you too was Oh yeah, no, for sure, for sure. For sure, for sure. Nah, for sure, for sure. What?
Just enjoy life. You gotta enjoy life.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
Doing great things. Also with the homeless, doing some great homeless feeding. Me and Lupe, we definitely want to take care of the convalescent home people. Myself and Cmacc, we're planning on also doing that.
Okay.
Come home also. The convalescent home people need help. They need different stuff, and we definitely make it happen. So
yeah.
We need to get on it.
No, for sure, for sure.
I want to go Kalani Bear. She has a father like King 5 fingers, so I need to get everything in order.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna ask. How's Kalani Bear doing? That's what I was gonna ask next.
Kalani Bear's doing well. She's just got her a new job and a new car. She's got a new spot. The baby's doing well. I put some stuff in order so the baby can see. What's that movie coming up?
Oh, the new Leo, yeah, the new Leo and Stitch, yeah, yep.
She's only 1 year old, so hopefully they let her in the theater. She might cry, but we'll have to get the movie when it comes out, and she can watch it from the house.
Yeah.
And I want her to have the niftiest education she can have. That's the goal. And Mama Bear and Granny Bear are going to teach her the piano.
Okay. No, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Yes.
What else? Oh, the other thing I was gonna ask too is, so do you know about how long you have left in there? About like 6 more months, 7 more months, or you don't know yet?
Christmas when all the kids, like Kalani Bear and everybody opens up their Christmas gifts. The Christmas was the home.
Okay. So around December.
Most definitely around the time we have a lot of legendary things getting ready to happen. So stay tuned, King True. Stay tuned. Stay in contact with Blue Devil, the HK Destruction, and he's gonna make everything happen.
No, for sure, for sure.
And my King 5 fingers voice. King 5 fingers. That's my own boy.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Well, I was gonna say, I definitely got to get a real interview in with you when you touch down, for sure.
Most definitely. Get everything situated, and we're definitely gonna make it. Most definitely.
No, for sure, bro. For sure.
I'm almost home, King True. Stay tuned.
No, I hear you, bro. And like I said, you sounded good spirits. I'm happy to hear your voice again, man. I'm happy to hear that you're doing good. You know what I'm saying? For sure, bro. Like you said, she's 1 year old. My son just turned 5 months 2 days ago, so he's on his way to 1 year old too. You still there? Oh shit! Did it cut out? It already cut out, huh? Blue Devil, bro. You there? Yeah, it cut out, huh? Let me see. Yeah. Okay. I think it might have cut out. Damn. Yeah, it might have hung up. Shit. Hey, Kosher, bro. So you say you heard a little bit of it, right? Damn. You could barely hear it in the beginning. That's horrible. Fuck. Let me see.
The wireless customer.
Damn. Okay. Shit, that might have been it. They might have had to cut his I don't know. It went out lights out, but somebody else might need to use the phone. It was supposed to be 15-minute interview, but we got about 10 minutes out of it. I don't know if he's gonna call back or not right now, or if it's gonna have to be another time. But yeah, definitely Cmacc says him and ODM Slim are cool, so everybody needs to stop that narrative that they're beefing with each other. He's got a country music he's working on, 2 movies that he sent to Lupe that she's making happen for him. He's got some stuff coming up with Josh NYC with the boxing and stuff like that. He couldn't really talk too much about it. He's got some other music that he's writing. He's got a whole bunch of stuff that he's about to be doing. He'll be home about December. If you guys couldn't hear it, my bad, but like, I'm just relaying what he said to me. I don't think, because I only had I have 5 minutes left. I might have to wait till next time to get that other 5 minutes. What I'm gonna do right now is, for the time being, we're gonna put on a Cmacc video real quick. Cmacc video real quick. Let's see, check out Cmacc real quick and say, like, this is the other video. This is the interview that he did the other day, so you guys could kind of see where he's at right now. Yeah, you kind of see where he's at right now. You feel me? But like I said, he is in good spirits. He will be home in December, and that's when we will get the actual video, interview, real professional in-person interview with him, and stuff like that. Let's see. We want to see. It was like, I guess. Here we go, right here.
Back on the platform, giving it to you live and direct, man, while he's doing his bit. What's up, Cmacc, man?
55th Street Envelope General, baby, crazy, man, ass Crip.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
So how you been doing, man? How you holding?
Program time 5 to 555 push-ups issue. That's nifty and it's normal.
Okay.
The stat right there. Yeah.
Yo,
working out.
Yo, so I want to.
I'll be back, y'all.
I'm glad you sound like you're up, you're doing good, you're active. You can't wait to hit that date. But how much longer?
I'm gonna see if he's gonna call back and I'll come back on. But y'all watch this interview.
Okay. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. You looking at no time then, man. You'll be here before we know it.
Oh yeah.
Now, Crip Mac,
Almost there.
I gotta ask you about this because it's been a lot going on in these streets while you've been locked up. And man, no jumper, it's been popping. It's been the hottest topic right now. And there's been a lot going on with some of your homies over there. You had 4Extra, who recently had got out of jail, went back into jail, got out again, and it looks like he's back in jail, man. What do you know? What do you think about this whole 4Extra situation?
Oh, Extra's my homeboy, it's part of the life we live. We come in jail, we get out of jail, at the same time, just try and stay out the best you can, I hope get out.
Yeah, it seems like, man, he was doing good. He kind of followed in your footsteps, started going viral, doing his own thing as far as the interviews and stuff like that.
Call was from a federal prison.
He was being a real good example out there, man, as far as like really putting it on for you guys to side and stuff like that,
Yeah, fine show, everything gonna see all right though. Come on.
Yeah, he is solid one, man. I don't think it's any big time or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, also, man, I wanted to ask you about this. You got a whole situation going on over there at No Jumper involving some of the hosts over there. So you have Loose Cannon, Brick Baby, and they got wrapped up in this whole operation, drawdown, which was it was called the Rolling 60 Rico. Now, have you been paying attention to any of this?
Well, I thought a little, I just hope everybody's situation gets better with that type situation. That's a big situation there. It ain't my politics.
Yeah, I get that, but you going through the whole Fed situation yourself, like your case was federal, and it looks like their cases are federal. What do you think they have like looking forward to, like especially for like Brick Baby and Loose Cannon?
Well, we just gotta wish them the best in that situation. We don't know, get a great lawyer, and try and get the best outcome of every situation.
Now, it's no surprise that Brick Baby and Loose Cannon, they were into it. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, I know this ain't your politic. You don't want to get into that crew and their business. You know what I'm saying? But now it looks like there's been rumors that now Brick Baby and Loose Cannon are cellmates now while they're in holding. You've been through the holding situation in the feds there in LA. Like, is that a situation where, you might have an issue on the streets, but because you're all from, from the same, well, they're from the same exact, thing or whatnot, allegedly, that you guys...
They just got to work their situation out the best they can and just stand on business through all the shit. That's it. That's all they can do.
Okay. So you personally...
They gotta remember everything's going to see all right.
Now, you personally, how'd you make your way through all that?
Well, as I go through it all, I meet great people. I meet great Crips, some different Damus and different people. I meet a lot of different people. Now I'm here in Mendota. How there was here in Mendota, the Crips have a real strong, pretty much it's everything's strong over here. They don't want mother on drugs. They don't, you stay on your workout. You do great. Dang, stay on your workout. No drugs. OG Creep from Six Deuce Diamond, a big homeboy here. He puts everything together with everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely.
So there's a in those feds there's a Crip presence with some OGs that are looking out for the youngsters.
Matter of fact, yeah, he just got clemency with through Joe Biden. This OG Creep right here. Hello.
Yo, what's up, man? Yo, man, this is Witty. I run the Witty Apparatus platform, and I'm just doing a phone interview with Cmacc, man. And he was talking about you real well, man. He was saying you were really handling your business and keeping everybody in line and sharp out in there.
Right. That is true. I got clemency after 20 years from President Biden. and just to keep my homies on par with what should be going on with the politics as far as no drug abuse, staying on the workouts Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and making sure that everybody is held accountable for their actions. And I have been his Cmacc celly for the last 4 months since he's got here.
Nice. That's what's up. It's good that he has an older homie to actually guide him and make sure that he's holding up and doing all the right things, man. So you guys are up there in Fresno County, you know what I mean? Which is
right.
So how does that work? Like, are you originally from LA as well?
No, I'm from the Central Valley. I'm from Fresno, California.
Okay. So and Cmacc, when you guys get into the feds on the Fed side, do they tend to keep people in California?
Yes, they do, because of the First Step Act law. Now we have to be housed within 500 miles of our residence, our last known residence. So they're keeping us at home unless something happened on the yard, where we blow the yard or get into a riot, or whatever the case may be. Then they'll ship us out of state.
Okay, nice. Nah, that's good, man. For visitors, especially you being from the Fresno area, man. Family can come to have a shorter trip to see you. That makes a lot of sense, man. So you were granted clemency by President Biden, and now after 20 years, you're gonna be seeing yourself as a free man. What thing could you say for all the youngsters out there to keep them out of any type of situation, or if they're facing a lot of time? Because there's a lot of people who's in this hip hop space who are looking at some Fed time and facing some Fed cases that they're going through right now. What would you say to them?
I would tell them to stay solid. I will also tell them to stay prayed up, but at the same time, man, don't diminish who you are. Don't diminish who you are, and also stay away from drugs. You can come in here and you can learn trades. You can better yourself. We have access to a whole lot of things. A lot of people don't tend to not take advantage of it. But when you come here, you can get trades. You can take classes. You can take all type of courses. My opinion is really just to make sure that you stay solid and do the things that you need to do to get back out. Stay away from all riffraff. Stay away from people that's not having. And I guarantee you that if you take these classes and these courses and trades, you can get out there and you maybe can open up a small business. Have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. Have a plan. You know what I mean? I got a plan, and I will tell every youngster that comes in here, stay away from the drugs. They got some real crucial drugs in there. Stay away from. Be on your workout, and make sure
This call is from a federal prison.
you have something to fall back on. You can help and provide for your family and your community.
Man, those are some wise words. And man, the way that you spit that, I know, man, you said it with some conviction. And I'm hoping, man, that they, Cmacc is interviews, they get a lot of views. And I'm hoping you really, really touch somebody with that, man, and send them in the right direction. You know what I mean?
And I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. And I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I appreciate you giving me a chance to speak, and my Philly.
Nah, it's much needed, man. I love it, man. That's good. That's good work, man. Well, man, congratulations, OG, man. We can't wait to see you back out there doing positive things. I'm sure you got some plans when you hit the ground. You know what I mean?
I do, and thank you for the time.
Hey, no problem. No problem.
Okay.
Where are your parents? That was OG Creek.
Hey, OG Creek was spitting some real game, man. I like that, man.
God just did 20 years. Joe Biden just gave him clemency. Come home in a few months and some change. Come almost home. He got clemency by Joe Biden.
Nice, man.
And cut my celly.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's good to hear, man. Now, as far as your time is going, so you're on your workout times 5, right? Or times 10, as you say.
Program time 555 push-up issue, and I do squats and jumping jacks also to strengthen my legs.
Okay. Do you feel yourself starting to change? Like, some people go through these dramatic changes. You know what I'm saying? Like they get real swole. You know what I mean?
A lot stronger. A lot stronger. I have the force to grab somebody and slam them against the wall and hurt them really bad. I got a lot of force. My legs are strong.
Yeah. A lot of people would say that's your Islander side and your black side. You know what I'm saying?
Most the Mr. Shabundi side, yeah.
Now,
I'm doing well though, staying on the program top 5, and that's it. And I'm definitely standing on business. That's it. doing no custer shit. I'm standing on business. I'm here.
Now, Cmacc,
That's all we can do.
I hate to go here, but I wanted to ask you about a guy who kind of went viral talking about a story about you guys, running the fade. A guy by the name of Jay Hood, man. Have you seen any of this stuff for this guy?
I don't know Jay Hood. I ain't never heard of Jay Hood. Don't fight Crip with all my death.
Oh, what's up? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, kid. Where do you bear at?
yo, what up, Cmacc? What's good? What's
going on with you, man? I want to let all the mothers out there know happy belated Mother's Day. Granny Bear, Mama Bear, Juicy Trina, which is Kalani Bear's mama. And also I want to say, all party Crips. Crips that cover their gang tattoos, Crips that sturm down fags, Crips that don't play ball, get cracking in the trenches, hood. Crips that only come around the hood days. Crips that don't do no destruction. Cmacc has no love for you. You custer ass mother party Crips.
I feel you. I hear you, Cmacc, man.
By me.
Yeah, your disgust for party Crips is one thing, man, that I can say you have always had. You know what I mean? You've always been against that party gangbanging. You know what I mean?
Your motherfuckers want to gangbang fight a big booty sitches, cuz, but don't want to get cracking fight they dead homeboys. Them type of niggas, cuz. Nigga don't respect no nigga like that.
Yep. Now, Cmacc, what about when you get older, man? You allowed to become a party Crip then? I mean, there's been.
I'm never gonna see a party Crip, sir. You can never call me a party Crip.
Okay, we gonna hold you to that one, man. Especially when you big C repping, you know what I'm saying? And everybody starts throwing them G's and triple G's on you, know what I'm saying? OGs, I should say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, never no party Crip.
Okay.
It's unacceptable.
Okay. I hear you talking. I believe you.
That is unacceptable.
Now
I keep all party Crips away from me.
Now I gotta ask you some things today, Cmacc, man. We gotta get to some of these hot topics. But first, I want to know, how's your sentence going? How's everything? We tried to do this before, but it seemed like, man, you was running into some issues because
the program time 5 to 555 push-up issues with the jumping jacks.
Okay, so you making them workouts. That's good.
Yeah, I do my thing.
That's what's up. Now, what's up with your sentence, man? The news came out that you had got a 33-month federal sentence, but now, last time I talked to you, it looked like you were going to see some.
This call is from a federal prison.
My bad.
Say what?
Last time I talked to you, it looked like you were going to be able to see some time here at home soon, man. So what's it looking like with Cmacc coming home?
Well, I'm doing stuff with Andrew, Channel 5, and I want to shout out Julian. We're doing something on a farm. I'm doing some cornyard cow type of music with some big booty white bitches. But I'm going to have all flavors of women in my videos and different stuff like that, because Cmacc is never a racist man. I'm a great man. And plus, I'm going to have Kalani Bear do some homeless feeding around the holiday time.
Okay. I can dig it. Now, Cmacc, when do you think you're gonna be home back by Christmas or around the holidays?
Around the Christmas, yes, most definitely. Blue Devil Lou HK Destruction is doing everything fair on my platform, 55th Street _, and he's definitely making sure everything's happening with all the great people and everything. And just want to shout him out. He's not a party Crip. Cut a reason why a lot of the guys in orange clothes are able to walk around out there right now. Oh God! Shout out Blue Devil.
Okay, so the homie is holding you down, man.
Oh yeah, Blue Devil. Yeah, most definitely. Shout out Blue Devil.
That's what's up. Now, with your YouTube fame and your YouTube success, before you went in, you had your thing going up with you and Cmacc. How's that doing right now?
Shout out Cmacc. Cmacc sent Kalani Bear and Juicy Trina some increments. He cares about the baby. He's showing a lot of support also. And I want to wish his mother, Mama Mac, a happy belated Mother's Day also. Me and Cmacc are doing well.
Okay, that's what's up, man. It's Cmacc, man. He's always by your side. He's always there, out there rooting for you.
Oh, most definitely, man. You know, and if I wasn't so popular, you know, this type of gun case, everybody would have knew. I would have just went in the state and did 16 months and would have been home months ago. But consider the popularity, and we knew TMZ and the different people like that. Cause they hit it with the federal. That's just how it is when you get a little popular. They start hitting shit with the feds because it's normally just a state case, girl. You know.
Yeah, it seemed
Cmac's been on my side the whole time with the petitions and everything. The great lawyer, King Five Fingers, found the lawyer. I want to say free King Five Fingers. He's in jail though, but he found the great lawyer. He took care of a lot of stuff also with Cmacc.
okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you got a whole group, a nucleus, you know what I'm saying, or that have formed together, you know, that basically, you know, helping you through this time, man. A lot of people ain't got that, so you blessed.
Oh, most definitely. My homeboys, Lil Snaps, 55th Street, hoods to Rick Rock from 5'5". My homeboy Cmacc from 5'5". You know, yeah, certain homeboys, you know, they actually, you know, they've been there. The older homies, so they older generals, you know.
So in the feds, how does the cripping, how does it bust up?
Well, pretty much, it's everybody is from wherever they from, you know, and pretty much they just go off of if you have any good paperwork or not here.
Okay, so it's
This
all
call is from a federal prison.
it's all about the paperwork, not really about your set back home.
Well, it's everybody from everywhere around the world.
Oh yeah, it's the feds. I keep forgetting, man. You doing that fed time?
Yeah, everywhere around the world. We do have some 5 Hoovers here, but they're off count and then from other states. So, you know, I mean, what can they say?
Okay, nah, what's crazy is, Cmacc, the feds are in the news a lot lately, man. And today a big story broke. I don't know if you guys heard on the yard there, but Tory Lanez, man, I guess he's at Tehachapi, and he's locked, and he ended up getting shanked, man. It looked like he got stabbed 14 times, as the news is saying, and he got airlifted up out of the prison, man. Did you hear about that?
Oh, goddamn. No, I didn't hear about it. I was outside working out with my homeboy Hoodie Mac and Infant Gumby from 6 So. He was out there on the yard working out earlier. We didn't hear about that though.
Yeah, it's a crazy situation. So when you're a superstar, you got some level of fame. How do you handle being out on them?
I got level of fame. I got real whackouts, real eye busters, and I live and stand on everything crippin', and I stand on systems, however shit goes.
Yeah, but you know, when you got a star like Tory Lanez too, he's got fame too. Like, what do you think about a situation
He's a great
like that?
singer. Shout out Tory Lanez.
Yeah, it's looking like he's gonna recover, but man, they said he got into a mean squabble where he ended up getting stabbed. You know what I'm saying? 14 times.
Bro, he just needs to stand on business through all of that, and when he finally does pull through, everything's gonna see all right and go right back on the yard. Keep his name.
Now
that's all he can do.
Now a lot of people are surprised that he's running GP, you know, and he didn't take any.
Yeah, only customers go in protective custody. You gotta understand like that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Protective custody. You might as well put a dress on.
Yeah,
cover
man.
your gang tattoos. You don't do no shit like that.
Yeah, I heard you basically have to anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's the word out there. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's the only thing to do. A motherfucker named Cmacc. Why wouldn't a motherfucker named Cmacc not see on Crip Time and the feds? It don't make sense.
Ah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, have you, in your time being in the feds, have you seen any other celebrities?
I don't think there's any here. Not in this location here.
Okay. Now, in the feds, do they move you around a lot? Because, you know, you had Pooh Shiesty. He was in the feds, and they were moving him around all over the place. Like, were you in this?
Well, the sentence here is only it's only 2 years, the sentence. If you think, because if you do math, I know math pretty well myself. 33% is 25 months. That's the math of the shit. And how the judge did it, she was a great lady. I sat 8 months in the Santa Ana jail, 8 months fighting it. So her took the 8 months off of it. So 33 take away 8 is actually 25 exactly months. So her did exactly right.
That's true. That gets you to 25.
When your time is shorter like that, they don't really send you everywhere around the world.
That's good for you because now you closer to Mama Bear, Granny Bear, and everybody. Do they get to come and see you?
Close to everybody, but guess what? I will go anywhere.
Hey, you ain't turning it down. I love it, man. I love it. I know the fans love to hear that.
There.
Now, what do you think about this whole situation that's going on with Lil Durk, man? Now, he's from Chicago, but he's locked up in L.A. because his case is in L.A.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hopefully he gets out and, and he stays out the way, and stays out of jail. I can only wish people the best, right?
Now, him and Loose Cannon.
We can.
Do you remember Loose Cannon?
I think so.
Yeah, he's a podcaster. He goes on No Jumper sometimes too, and he does his own little show. You know what I'm saying? He's a 6-0 or something like that. Nobody really knows, the factuals on it, but he was actually celled up with Lil Durk, and they did phone time, and it looked like it hurt Lil Durk's case. Like, what would you say to people in that situation?
So, you just don't jump with because like that. But when they put somebody in your cell, that's just your celly. You got to keep your celly. That's your celly. You got to keep them in there.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to your celly, you had told me back when you were in federal holding that you had some run-ins with your celly or whatnot. This time around, it seems like your celly is an old school, really stomped down kind of guy, man. So.
Oh yeah, OG creep. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he is.
What's it like having like an older OG, you know what I'm saying, who really been,
Well, everything's well put with him. He keeps everything nice and clean. He works out every day, and he has a lot of plans in life. Chatting with it.
What up, Cmacc, man? So what's up, man? We gonna continue where we left off because I'm not sure how long you gonna be on here. But man, I wanted to ask you something about what's going on out here in the news today, man. So obviously we learned about the whole Tory Lanez thing and all that stuff that went down. Is there any news about that in the feds? Like, are y'all talking about that?
Well, somebody mentioned it earlier, and they were like, they hope he goes through. A lot of people remember him through Mega Stallion. If you remember, they were together years ago. And a lot of guys here want to bust her with Mega Stallion. So the Tory Lanez situation did come up when I was on the yard today.
That's a wild one. Because he got airlifted, man.
I mean, hey, we're all men. We want to bust Mega Stallion. So we heard about the Tory Lanez thing on the yard earlier.
Now, what do you think about this whole Diddy thing? Because his trial is federal.
Diddy's a cold weirdo. I wouldn't have nobody I know around,
Man, so what?
This call is from a federal prison.
So what do you think, man, is a long run gonna happen if he gets found guilty and he has to go do time in the feds?
I don't know. They're not my type of people. I'm interested in nobody like that, and I don't like them type of people. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
You got your own program that you run in there, man. You know what I'm saying? You got your solid ones that you rock with, and I get that. But man, I want to ask you about some situations that have been happening out here on social media. Now, there's a guy that went viral not too long ago by the name of J Hood from Stevenson Village Crip. Now, he was basically putting you on blast and trying to dish you.
I ain't never met damn life. Why is he riding my name?
Now, did you see any of the videos where he was talking mess, the guy J Hood?
No access to anything like that in here, sir.
Okay, because I mean, dude was legit going viral for some clips. Him and another guy by the name of B Braze. Now, B Braze was talking with Brick Baby, and they kind of were talking about you fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, what did you see that video with B Braze and Brick Baby?
No, I heard Custer ass Odium Slim talking about it though, and King Five Fingers was gonna beat her ass. Odium Slim on 5-5 grip.
Whoa, so you don't rock with ODM Slim anymore?
Cuh. On 5-5 Crip, fuck Cuh.
Oh,
Niggas a hater of me, Cuh. And like people want to say, all right, with the shit with all the facts, yeah. On 5-5 Crip, when I got hit and my jaw got fractured on neighborhood Crip, I screamed. On the dead homies. Anybody got a problem with it, they can get down with me. Cause I play ball in the trenches and I catch any fade that comes my way. Nigga try to smut my name, get hurt out here. On Crip. That's it, and that's all, nigga. I got a permanent black eye from that DP in the 55th Street alley. My face is permanently fractured. My teeth are off. I'm still gang banging. I'm still gonna get cracked in anytime, any day. So all that troll shit, them niggas. 055 Crip.
nah, I get it, man. But it's kind of
I'm serious as a motherfucker.
nah, I get it. But
My
it's
hand's been fractured 5 times. My jaw's been broken 5 times. My teeth been knocked out. My face is permanently fractured on neighborhood Crip. And if I ever fight and crack on enemies the rest of my life, nigga. I would none of that troll shit, cuz.
do you think that they're just trolling because you guys are separated in
Like,
the
like I said, Goldium Slim on 5-5 Crip, nigga.
That's wild,
That
man.
ain't a homeboy. 5-5 Crip, cuz.
Man, that's crazy, man. Because I remember when y'all first hit the internet, man, he was like one of your biggest supporters or whatnot. But it looks like you guys are falling out.
Okay, like I said, cuz. Neighborhood Crip. That's it, and that's all.
All right.
Yeah, my jaw's been broken 5 times. My hand's been fractured. I got a permanent black eye. My teeth's been knocked out. My face is permanently fractured. On neighborhood Crip, bottom face, on hoosters. I did scream when my jaw got fractured. On neighborhood Crip, I'm going to catch every fade. I'm going to crack on any enemy. That's me. It's Hoover Killer Destruction. It's baby crazy mad ass Crip. The 55th Street is below General. Remember that, nigga. Oh no, man. We had a real heated discussion last night.
Yeah.
You were trolling me.
Nah, I wasn't trolling. I was just talking about, I gotta ask the hot topics and the hot questions, man. It's a platform, man.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew about the be brave shit you was gonna ask. I already knew about it. I knew about it. Like I let you know, my jaw's been fractured. So if your jaw's fractured and you get hit hard enough for them, get your teeth knocked out, you might scream. Some will, some won't. That shit hurts.
Yeah,
I tell you that.
yeah, reasonable people, man, especially cats who don't bang, they understand, man. They completely understand.
Oh
man.
yeah, win, lose, or draw, just fight hard. That's all. That's all you do.
Yeah, man, that always used to be the policy. You know what I'm saying?
Standing on business. That's it. Yeah.
And a lot of people give you your credit for always standing on business, man.
Yeah, standing on business. Yeah.
Yep. Now, I got to ask you this. When you get released, how do you plan on giving back to your community after you're released?
Well, there's plenty of stuff we're doing. Myself and Andrew Channel 5, Andrew Callahan, we're going to do some stuff. I'm going to do some stuff also on the side with myself as far as, doing the different stuff with the homeless. And Kalani Bear, I'm going to have her feed the homeless only on the holiday time. Out of respect, Juicy Drina only wants the baby on scene sometimes. I got to respect that that's the baby's mom. That's my CM. I got to respect, what she wants. So, but I want to get the baby to do stuff with the community, so she'll do that holiday time.
Okay, nah, that's cool, man. And it sounds like the way that you're working it out, you're gonna have a good relationship with the mom as far as communication, so you can do your thing, man.
Most definitely, so I can see the baby and we can feed the homeless, and Mama Bear and Granny Bear can teach the baby piano, so she can play the piano.
Okay, so that's a goal of yours, man. That's dope. Now,
Definitely.
Now, what initiatives are you interested in supporting, or are you going to be starting something to help the youth?
I want to start something. I was doing something. Matter of fact, with Lupe had some stuff in mind with the elderly people at the retirement homes, and also myself. Working with Cmacc when I was out, we had stuff planned also helping the homeless. Do a lot of different things. But yeah, I definitely want to do some stuff with the youth. King Five Fingers is in jail now. That was my great support system. So I'm going to see if there's some other people that would love to help me do different things with the youth,
Yep, just let me know. And
That's definitely a beautiful idea.
I'll donate something small, whatever I can, you know what I'm saying, to help the kids, you know what I'm saying? We
Hey,
all about
I
that.
appreciate you doing that to help the people, to help the youth out there, and definitely the homeless also.
Now, Cmacc, what do you think about your homeboy for extra, man? He was out and he was doing it big. He was followed in your footsteps. He had a song off the bat.
No, hold on. I would never say Fo Extra was following in my footsteps. Fo Extra is a tiny loc general. I'm an infant loc general. He's an older homeboy of mine from the Spody Fodies. I would
Gotcha.
never say he was following my footsteps. We've done things similar. But you got to give him credit. He's a lot older than me.
Yeah,
You know?
But what I meant was in the
Fo
sense
Extra
of,
was doing his thing.
yeah, exactly. He was doing his thing, especially as far as social media. Like you laid that groundwork for all the people who really about that business and really about their neighborhood and stuff to really do things on social media
This
and
call
how to
was
do
from
it.
a federal prison.
Really what?
I said, and you showed how people can really do it, man. Like you really showed people how they can really, really do that, man. And a lot of people give you props about that. Nina Boy, he gives you a lot of props every time I do an interview with him.
Shout out Nina Boy, yeah.
All sorts of Crips, all the people across the board, man. So man, you get a lot of love for that.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to think that, man, because of the question yesterday, you know, that that everybody's hating. It's not. It's not.
No, a lot of people. I know a lot of people are. I just want to come, just come correct to keep it 55th Street with the questions,
Now, the last time that you linked up with Drewski when you're out, he was a big star, but he was nowhere near the big star that he is today. Like today, he is humongous. Are you thinking there might be a possibility you do some stuff like that again, where you link up with Drewski or you get brands?
Most definitely, I'll do some different things with Drewski. Most definitely. We had a great show. We definitely take care of some more stuff.
Now, what do you think about streaming getting big since you've been locked up? Are you guys able to see any streams? I mean, this is a big industry now.
We can't see anything. We're just doing our 555 push-ups every day and programming with the Crips here on the yard. I was letting you know. But when I definitely come home around Christmas time, I'll see all the streams and do different streams with different people and help the homeless and take care of my daughter and see a nifty father like King Five Fingers. That's what I'm going to do.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Now,
we got 55 seconds left, Woody Paris. I kept my word like baby snaps and gave the call.
Well, with that being said, Cmacc, we'll go ahead and end it, but it wouldn't be right unless I gave you an opportunity real quick to shout out everybody you want to shout out. Go ahead.
I want to shout out 55th Street, 55th Street, 55th Street, 55th Street, and 55th Street. Love Kalani Bear, Mama Bear, Granny Bear, Lil HK, Destruction King, Five Fingers, Lil Snaps, and Minnie Mo, and all the fans around the world.
I want to cover this Tory thing real quick. So if you guys don't know, it appears that there's mountain support for Tory Lanez, either pardon or a look into the case about maybe some of the evidence that seemed to be maybe in his favor, and that maybe a conviction should have not been the decision. So, sorry. If you don't know, we've seen a ton of celebrities post this. They're supporting Tory Lanez and they're advocating for his release. And I mean, some of the people who have posted this, including Drake. It's included who else? So we got Drake, Kodak Black. Where is it? I don't even. Yeah, Drake shared a petition urging Governor Newsom to pardon Tory Lanez. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me be very clear. I'm a straight shooter with y'all. I love Tory, but I'm always a straight shooter. So where Tory's at right now, he has Hail Marys left. I'm gonna be honest. This is Hail Mary land, okay? He's on 4th and 32. This is not 4th and 2. It's 4th and 32. When you get in the land of you need a pardon or you need what's called a habeas corpus. A habeas corpus usually is for people who are detained without cause, and they're detained for a while, and there's no legal basis for their detainment. And sometimes, and especially when you see people, sometimes it's even illegal aliens detained in some very non-traditional or cool conditions, Guantanamo Bay, etc. The idea of habeas corpus is the government needs to explain or give a reason why they are detaining someone and preventing them from their rights, which is a right to freedom. I say that to say it's a Hail Mary. Okay. I'm always going to be cautioned and I'm always going to be measured in how I speak about Tory Lanez case, because I was one of those people that thought Tory was going to beat the case. So I don't want to ever give y'all false hope to act like Tory's about to get out tomorrow. I want to be very, very honest. Okay. I think the people who did that, who went to trial, the reporters, I think they weren't truthful. And people like me, who I sit here, and even with this case with Diddy, sometimes we feel we're getting A and B happens. I talked to Mo Gagnon later. He said he had a feeling that things could go left once Tory's own witness switched up on him for the prosecutor. So I want to be very careful. If you're wondering why I give the updates on Tory like this, I want to be very honest. There's 2 appeals in. One's appeal for a new trial, right? Citing that, hey, there's new evidence. Number one, well, they haven't put this new thing that Kelsey's bodyguard has witnessed or heard some stuff. They haven't put that in yet, but the current evidence says the DNA evidence, new reports or analyzation of the DNA that was found on the weapon actually excludes Tory, and that's exculpatory. Appellate court has not weighed on that yet. That is a possibility. I'm being honest with y'all. I'm giving y'all, I'm a straight shooter. I think it's 30% right now for Tory. So that's 30%. They have another thing called habeas corpus, 30%. You don't add both of them because it's either one or the other, so it's still 30%. It's one or either, or one or the other. Then the last thing, which I think is a 10% chance, is what's called a pardon. Tory Lanez cannot be pardoned by the President of the United States. Donald Trump does not have the authority to pardon a state prisoner. He has the influence to affect and influence the pardon of a state prisoner, but it's very rare historically that any president tries to meddle in state business, especially with violent offenses to that nature. But it has been done before. Will Trump say, oh, nah, get Tory out of jail? I think that would move the needle. I don't think so, being honest. So how do you get pardoned if you're Tory Lanez? You get pardoned in a state court by the governor of California. Now, let me tell you why being pardoned is very important for Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez has been convicted of what's called a felony. Usually a felony in most places is a crime that is punishable by a sentence of more than 365 days in jail, which means a year and a day. Okay? Tory Lanez, who's not a resident of the United States, because he was convicted of a felony that carries a punishment of over a year and a day. By the way, he was given 10 years. What happens is that ICE and immigration proceedings immediately kick in once he's done with the sentence. Tory would be seen and now known as a convicted felon. And usually when convicted felons serve their sentence, at least especially under the new guidelines that Trump got, you get immediately deported. If it was Biden, maybe not. Under Trump, you get immediately picked up by ICE and deportation starts. Now, Trump is only going to be president for the next 3 years. 2028, he will be out, barring some other things that we don't know about now. We don't know if there will be a Republican in or another Democrat. If it's Democrat, they might relax all of the deportation laws and might allow people who have been convicted of felonies to still stay in the United States. However, right now, if Tory was released, say he did his 10 years and was released right now, he would be put in an ICE detention facility to be deported back to Canada. Okay. The person who could do the pardon is someone named Governor Gavin Newsom. He's a liberal governor for the state of California. And the reason why I say there's a 10% chance, because I do believe Tory Lanez's team and everybody else is doing an amazing job of creating what we call a pardon package. Some of you guys might not know this. The governor, the president of the United States don't just pardon random people. You get advocacy groups, you get a lot of money behind somebody, and they start putting together a package. It's almost like PR. They start promoting. That's what happened with Lil Wayne when he got pardoned. That's what happened with Kodak Black when he got pardoned. I can tell you this now. He got pardoned, and this is why I'm cool with this guy. Bradford Cohen, a guy who's came on here a lot, he's friends with Trump. He referred both cases to Trump for pardoning, worked with other people to do the package, and Trump pardoned Lil Wayne and Kodak. Everything I'm saying here is all facts. The problem is with Gavin Newsom, he's a Democratic, liberal governor in a constituent or a state of California that loves homosexuals, transsexuals. They prefer women over men. And for that very reason, because of their woke ideology, it's very unlikely that that person will be down to pardon someone who is alleged to have shot a woman, whether it's believed or not. Why? Is it because Tory is innocent or guilty? No. It's because your constituents need you to be woke, and that's not woke. Woke is protect women. Woke is believe all women. Woke is even if they lie 50 times, believe them again. So I believe that this pardon, and I do think it's helping to change public perception, because I do think now it's cool to support Tory. Will this governor who has the power, because I'm telling you, Trump won't touch it, will he pardon Tory? I don't think so. I just don't think so. However, I do think that the growing pressure, the growing noise is good for Tory. And I know I say I don't think he will, but you never know. The noise might grow so loud enough that he might have to. Now, I say that to say because when I speak about freeing Tory Lanez, I like to speak from a legal perspective. I've spoke my own opinion many a times, but at this point, it doesn't matter what your opinion is, whether he shot her or not. Now we're talking about, despite your opinion, do you believe his sentence should be commuted, which means shortened? Do you think he should be pardoned, which means his crime should be forgiven? Again, it doesn't matter if you believe he did it or not. We know what a conviction is. Now, I say that to say, because I'm, like, I hate when people try to put me on sides of this Tory shit. I'm a straight shooter when it comes to this shit. I'm going to be straight the whole time. So, Drew, put this up there. This is the straightest shooter you're going to get with any of this shit. I done told you, I think Tory got between a 10% and a 30% chance of being released. Maybe it will grow because people do love him. And people are starting to realize that absent this woke ideology, you're able to look at other things that actually worked in his favor that made you think, damn, well, how did he get convicted despite these things? You know, this idea or theory that Kelsey Nicole shot Meg, people said, well, why would Meg say her? Also, they said, well, Tory's on the jail phone. He basically admitted it. Well, let me give you another scenario. I don't know who did the shooting, so don't ask me for my opinion. I do have an opinion, but it's not about my opinion. It's all about the law at this point. So I'm only going to speak in fact. But I'm going to use one conjecture and I'm going to use one scenario for y'all, because when people keep talking about Tory in a jail call, they act like he acknowledged and admitted that he did it, because they said, well, why would somebody, if he didn't do it, get on and apologize, say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. I hope y'all forgive me. That's a great question. I ask that shit to myself too. I'm human. I ask that shit to myself. I'm not on nobody's payroll. I ask questions. But I implore you guys to be fair. across the board. Be fair. Ask the similar question in the other sense. If this been your homegirl for over 10 years, you met Tori 6 or 8 months ago, I don't he what dick he done slung on you. If Tory Lanez done shot your homegirl, even if y'all were arguing over a man, why the hell would you be on the phone with Tory Lanez? Riddle me that. So you knew her for over 10 years. And a nigga who, let's say he shot her, because you were there. Why would you be on the phone with him? Why would you be on the phone with him listening to, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that? Why? Why not sit on the phone? Tori, why you shoot my friend? Why did you hurt my friend? Why were you trying to hurt her or me? These are questions we need answers. There's a lack of credibility all over the place. You wanted us to believe that he shot you, but didn't want us to have to understand maybe if he did, what the motive would be. You're the victim. You're shown up in court. You've pronounced on social media what happened. But yet you go on Gayle King and say, I've never had sex with this man a day in my life. We have no intimate relationship. All the while knowing that the argument and fight that started was because y'all had an intimate relationship. But you were cool to go lie to Gayle King. There's too many inconsistencies. You see, the American justice system, which I'm so happy to be a Jamaican American, someone who vehemently defends not only the flag, but what we have with our Constitution and our way of life. I love being here. Trust me, I love it here. Why on earth, if there are so many inconsistencies, would we not have some doubts or reason or cause to question why is someone incarcerated when even the average Joe could say this doesn't seem like it's beyond a reasonable doubt? We had changed statements. We had people who couldn't keep the same type of, okay, we said one thing here. No, I didn't fucking. No, now I did. Oh, I didn't know there was a gun. Now I know there's a gun. The stylist is saying this. Sean Kelly is saying this. The stories are all over the place. But nevertheless, I'm a guy who believes in law and order. Without law and order, we have nothing. Does the system get things wrong at times? Of course. We should deal with it civilly and through the legal system. And this is where I get confused. You know, I said this about the DDG case, and I've said this in many other cases when it comes to women and men. A lot of times when women can't win the narrative battle, they get legal. It's very important that they win the narrative battle. So let me explain. Newsflash. I want to give I don't know if this is a congratulations I need to give, or I don't know if, I should just say a prayer for her because, she's, I guess, technically a victim. I want to say to Meg Thee Stallion, Meg, I empathize with you. We pray for you. If you ask me personally, I do believe you got hurt that night. I don't know off the hands of who. I do hear what you say, but there's a lot of things that suggest otherwise. And that's why I'm skeptical. But I do pray for Meg that she gets the healing that she needs, because unfortunately for her, it doesn't feel like her peace is coming from the fact that she was vindicated in even the story she told on the stand because Tory was found guilty. It appears that the vindication she seeks is that Tory stays in jail. Now, let me explain the difference. She went to that trial. She cried. She testified. She gave her story. The jury agreed with her. Now, that should be her healing journey. We've seen in situations where someone has done something, maybe they've been contrite enough, maybe the laws have changed, maybe other circumstances that came about. We've seen people be let out of jail, their sentence reduced, or other things. I say this to say people campaigning for the release, the pardon, or the reinvestigation of the trial. I think Meg has to realize that's not an anti-you thing. If you're a victim, you should be working on your own victimhood. It's not tied to Tory being locked up. We've seen many people get let out, and it's not because of who they supposedly harmed. It could be because of a bunch of extenuating circumstances. So when I see Meg commenting or she feels offended that there's any movement about Tory's possible release, that confuses me. Meg, you already got your justice. They said he's guilty. The idea of how long he serves, or if people want him to get out, or even if it's a pardon. And this is what I've always said about Meg. She's playing a political PR game. You already got your win. Who gives a fuck what Tory's saying now? As long as Tory doesn't mention you. And Tory doesn't mention you. You have a restraining order against him and he's in jail. He can't. And it goes back to what I keep saying. What's my new favorite saying? If they can't win the public narrative, they start to sue. Meg, Tory isn't the one that's saying you're lying, his fans. When you come out and lash out and call him a demon and a devil, because he's not going to just take this conviction lying down and just go die on the sword. He's saying, I'm going to fight for my freedom because I do have rights. That's not a indictment of you. That's a man trying to fight for his own rights. But you've taken it to be the opposite. You're taking what Tory's fans and the growing momentum. There was a time when UN was basically trying to say if anybody supported Tory, they better stay there. They're going to be over there with them because features, touring, other type of collabs, it was out the window. But we just seen the biggest artist in the world, Drake, he supported. Seen a bunch of other people, they're supporting. I guess I'm not trying to be adversarial here with Meg. I'm trying to let her know that the people who are riding for Tory Lane's freedom is not necessarily an indictment on you. You already got your conviction. I feel like she's searching for true peace, but also career, happiness. If Tory gets out, you know what happened in the trial. You should heal off of that. But this idea where you keep putting up messages, like, for example, this. And by the way, if Tory was putting up messages towards you, I would say the same to Tory. Meg put up a message, a lot of it that was typed in caps, saying, at what point are y'all going to stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans going to stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute him or y'all are saying I was never shot, to now y'all are saying, to now y'all letting him play in y'all face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Okay. I'm sick of this shit. Leave me alone. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me. And that was his choice because he knows he did that shit. I don't give a fuck about a blog or a bot. Why in the world would me, Meg Thee Stallion, have to lie about this motherfucker about a shooting or shooting me? How y'all mad at the person that got shot? Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court. Fuck the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. Ain't no new fucking evidence. Y'all been saying the same shit for years. Tory, please leave me alone, you fucking demon. I'm off this silly ass internet shit. Bye. Meg, I get you. The only problem I see is that Tory Lanez doesn't mention your name directly. Tory Lanez just got recently stabbed 14 times. We don't even know if he's completely breathing or could even move on his own at this point. If Tory was slandering you, if Tory was dropping songs, making fun of you, acting like you were lying, that would be another thing. Tory Lanez is nursing himself back to health after a pretty much attempt on his life. You are never going to find true healing if you're concerned about what the hell Tory and Tory's fans, specifically Tory fans, are doing. That's the problem. So again, I watched this and I said, well, Tory didn't say nothing. Well, what is she talking about? Then it dawned on me. She wants this guy in jail forever. She wants him to die in jail. I digress. All right. She mad at Tory. Tory ain't say shit. She's mad at fans because fans are now believing Tory. And by the way, let me put it up to this. So actually, yeah, I didn't mean to end there. The problem is Meg is watching the public narrative change. The Kodak Blacks, the Drakes of this world, they would shout out Tory, but they were scared to just post a petition saying this man is wrongly accused. A lot of people are saying it now. It's growing. That sentiment is like a seed that you just planted, and now it's growing. That 30% I said for each that 30% for each appeal, I think with public support, it's now going to be turned to closer to 50. You have other people like Rep Luna, who's a congresswoman out of, I believe, Florida. She has tweeted in support of Tory Lanez by saying, and let's get to this. She says, we have compelling evidence proving that Tory Lanez innocence. He will be released in the next 36 hours. Those who rush to call for his incarceration and worse yet, push false evidence should prepare to be held accountable. Before then, she tweeted yesterday, speaking about Tory, and she actually said, so I can find it. Maybe I can't. Regardless, she continued to tweet and said, Tory Lanez's defense was denied full access to DNA evidence. The entire samples were used by the prosecutor before the defense testing. Reports weren't shared until before a just trial. That's a violation of due process. Now, I'm going to be honest. I think that's criminally wrong. I don't know if Tory has much of a case on that on appeal. I believe that the government's case is that we offered you the chance to test, you declined. That's why we used all of it up. We'll see if that's their situation. Anna Pauline Luna, again, the rep for Florida, says Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years, despite having no prior record, largely due to a firearm enhancement law now under scrutiny for racial bias. Black defendants face a 92% higher rate of this enhancement. That's not justice, that's discrimination. Justice isn't served when due process is ignored, evidence is mishandled, and race plays a role in sentencing. Tory Lanez deserves a fair hearing, and if justice prevails, he deserves his freedom. She then continued by saying Tory Lanez's conviction and sentencing raises major constitutional concerns. The First Amendment, use of lyrics as evidence. The Sixth Amendment, the right to confrontation. 14th Amendment, equal protection under racially biased enhancements, says these issues are under urgent review. Now, keep in mind, she is a rep in Florida, not in California, where this case is actually at. Says Tory Lanez has filed a direct appeal, a habeas petition, and a successful habeas, all now consolidated by the California Court of Appeals. They have seated a panel. Oral arguments are coming. The case is far from over. Due process matters. We'll see where that goes, people. We'll see where that goes. Okay. We did get some things that were put and put into the docket. So, for example, the feds did release the mansion raid pictures of Miami. So this is what they found. They found a little gun, okay? A little Glock Duke. No, I'm playing. It's not Glock Dookie. What type of gun is this? That ain't a Glock. What is this? That's what gun is this? Somebody who knows firearms, you tell me. It has a hammer. Okay. Have bullets. These are hollow point. I mean, 45 ACP. Okay. So it's a 45. Okay. Clearly, cocaine had $100 bill right next to it. This rich living, ain't it? Got the cocaine right here. They got the you're not even using with a dollar bill to. I guess with cocaine, they wrap up $1 or like some currency and then sniff it. They stick it in their nose or some shit. So, okay. What's this right here? Are these cigars? Cigars and shit. Okay. Just some room, I guess. All right. This says Diddy. What's that? It's like a little, I don't know what this is. Some container. Is that a SIG? Some people say that's a SIG. All right, my boys. Yeah, but what model? What model SIG? What model SIG? Was this like a little party pack or some shit? I don't know. This is like weed. These are grinders, right? Grinders. I don't smoke, but I've seen people with a thing that be going like this. What's this? These are the things, because I hate when like the bitches always be like, could you bring me to the gas station? I could get, what the fuck? Is that the shit where they fucking, that's some smoking shit. That's all I know. Chat, I only drink alcohol, bro. I don't really know about smoking like that. Okay. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really think this belongs to security, low key. I'm gonna tell you why I think this belongs to security. So this is a rifle. There's no lower receiver, so this is just like the long barrel right here. The lower receiver is usually mostly the important part. The reason why I think that this was probably not Diddy's, the regular person doesn't really know in a quick way to assemble a gun, and usually don't play around like that unless they're into guns, about switching out receivers and doing too much, I'm not gonna say complex firearms work, but even cleaning. I think maybe an average person that has a gun might know how to clean a handgun, but even disassembling a AR to clean it, which by the way, this Hollow Sun right here, this shit's fire. This Hollow Sun, this is a red dot they told me. This is fire. I got a bunch of these. Then what's this right here? Holy. Oh, I can't really see. What is this, chat? This is not a, no. What's this right here? Okay. Ew. Okay, they had blurred it out anyway. Okay. So there's lingerie and stilettos. Okay, this is like a freak off type of shit, huh? They look in this room. What's this? Ooh, we gotta zoom in on this. This looks like some bondage shit. Oh, this is bondage shit right here, chat. Right? Can we zoom in? Hold on. This is bondage shit. Look. No. You see what I'm talking about? Like, look. You see the person is like stretched like this. Oh, fuck. Damn, I'm feeling. Sorry. You see the person's like this? Look, on this thing right here. I gotta zoom in. I think it's straps. That's some freak shit. That's that freaky shit. You like strap somebody to the bed or some shit like that. Oh damn, Diddy was maybe that's what Cassie was. Like she would be strapped and then niggas would pee on her and like nut in their mouth type shit. You know what I mean? So these are the little strap shit. Any y'all little freaky niggas in here use this? Hold on, why can't I zoom in? Oh, I need. I was gonna say I need to zoom in. Now I was gonna be like, I need that. No, I don't. I can't zoom in, can I? Nah, see, won't let me zoom in. Fuck. Okay, but that's what this is. Are these like red stilettos right here? Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of little freaky shit in here. Yeah. You see the there's some more bondage shit right here. Look, there's bondage shit right here. You see? Oh, that nigga had a rope. Then nigga had the same type of rope that Jussie Smollett wrapped around his neck when he walked the subway. Remember that bum ass nigga Jussie Smollett? Lying ass, talking about he the gay Tupac. His act of heroism was walking the subway and came up with a genius idea of hanging a rope around his neck and blaming two white guys when it was his two non-immigrant or non-citizen friends. Okay. I wonder if other people would use these or only Diddy. Like, no, only Cassie, I mean. Or he would bring a girl in and be like, just pick what you want. Or was this probably was Young Miami shit. Yo, Young Miami. Are these yours? Because think about it. Before Diddy got taken down, the last person he was jacking was Young Miami. So this is probably Young Miami shit. Holy. Damn. It's a nice bathroom. I like this bathroom. Is that Coke residue? What's that? What's this? Fuck is that? Golden teachers? What the fuck is that? Chat, what is this? One of y'all freaky niggas gotta put me. Chat, listen, I'm just not into everything. Oh shit. Oh yeah. By the way, Kick, shout out to y'all. Shout out to all my people on Kick right now. Oh, here we go. Ooh. By the way, shout out to Kick Support, man. Such a friendly group. I love them over there. Here we go. They always reminding me to make sure I get my stream right. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me just. One of y'all freaky niggas tell me what that is, though. That's not butt plugs, right? That's how butt plugs look? I don't know. I don't know. I'm expecting to see the worst. This is Diddy crib. I'm expecting to see some shit. What is that shit right there? What's that? That's mushrooms? That ain't no fucking mushroom, nigga. What's that? There's something called a mushroom pill. Really? Really? Everybody's saying shroomies. Okay. All right. Okay. Perfect. All right. Next. Let's see. Fuck is this? Somebody said they get it. I thought mushrooms was actually like the flower, the plant. What is this right here? Diddy had mad drugs. Oh my God. Oh shit. Wow. Nigga just had drugs on deck. Oh, honey packs. These are honey packs, right? Diddy was doing it right. Okay, I could get jiggy with that. The honey pack to be hitting. I ain't gonna lie. This ain't even no freak nigga shit. This is just real nigga shit. Okay. The other shit was freak nigga shit. Okay. This is some real nigga shit. All right, man. The honey pack in the building. Okay. I never seen this version though. What does this version do? If this is the version to make you stay hard for 4 days, I'm good. The one I got just give you a good night. What's this? Okay, a little linen closet. Okay. You can soak the baby all off with this. Okay. What's this now? What's this? Damn. Baby oil, Astroglide. My boy do like, they're trying to criminalize the freak off, but it's just like my boy likes baby oil and Astroglide. He also seems like he's a bulk orderer. This looks like a man that orders in bulk. Keep it being. Now they said 1,000 bottles. This is not 1,000 bottles. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I forgot my counting after that. Yeah, it ain't 1,000, nigga. Okay, they taking the same picture of the same thing. It's like a nigga counting the same stack of money, and then he turns it around and says, "Who don't got no money?" And he counted again. Like he get to 100, and then he just flipped the money over and said 101, 102. Yo, is that it? Oh, got a nice little barber chair. I like this barber chair. This barber chair look lit. It's a nice closet too. Why even take a picture like this? Why even is it this the freak off boots? Like, why are you taking a picture of like this is an irrelevant picture to me? Oh, he had phones in the boots. Like, probably that was his hiding spot. Okay, that makes sense. You see the phones? Phones right here. Also, they're showing, I guess this is the dollar bill, or not dollar bill, the $100 bill that was rolled up. Now they put it out there. You know what I'm saying? So there should be residue of I guess, cocaine. Okay. This is stilettos. Oh, the nigga has a clit flicker. Woo! I don't know what that is, but I got to write that down. Nigga got a clit flicker. What? Wireless? A wireless clit flicker? Fuck is that? A wireless clit flicker. Any of y'all little freakazoids ever use that shit? A wireless clit flicker. Read the mirror in the bathroom picture. With me, read the mirror. There's something on the mirror? Let me see. Shout out to my people over there, Kick. I'm not taking notes, but you know what I mean? Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. Shit. I'm a consensual, want to get lit type of nigga with the lady who I'm dealing with. You feel what I'm saying? Like somebody told me about a little rose toy. You know what I mean? Sometimes it might be a rose toy. You know what I mean? Like I try to keep it simple, but you know, gotta spice shit out a little bit. Oh, what the mirror says? Oh shit. There is something on the mirror. Do you want what the fuck? No, I need to save this picture. I gotta zoom in on this picture. Chat, what's on this mirror? Holy shit. Maybe they have a clearer thing. Oh shit. Let me get back to the clit flicker. Holy. The clit flicker. So they got 3 phones out of the boot. Those are the bottles there. Stilettos. Now, here's the thing, too, though. Well, obviously, these look like some performance stuff. I ain't gonna cap. Pills. Y'all know what pills those are? Or it could be anything, right? Could be anything. Could be anything, I guess. Now, what was this? Is this a security system back end or no? This looks like it might be an entertainment system, right? It's a little okay. What the fuck? The hell was that? Drill, edit that out. Ah. Check out the snaps. We see boxes of platform heels, packages of crotchless body stockings and knee highs, as well as rope and handcuffs. 2 dildos stand on a shelving unit near the Vaseline and Astroglide lubes. Plus, the feds found strawberry and green apple flavored BJ oral sex candy and a wireless vibrator. Now, I'm gonna keep it a beam. I'm not trying to stick up for Diddy, but all them shit just seems like a freaky nigga setup. You know what I mean? Little freaky nigga setup. There's plenty of drugs as well, including Golden Teacher. Okay, all right. Honey VIP, a Malaysian supplement for erectile dysfunction that's similar. Oh, is that what this is? Oh, I know it was Malaysian. All right. All good. Cool. All right, bet. So let's get back to this. So this is the agent. And they said, Agent, welcome back. He says, thank you. AUSA says, Mr. Gannon, let's continue with the items you seized on Star Island. Says GX215, what is this? He says, these are high heels and sex items in the master closets. We could actually find the exhibit because they're actually titled. They're titled. So if you guys wanted to see it. So GX21 is going to be, well, they say 215. So we could go to 215, 212, 201, 206, 205, 204, 202, 200, 218. Yeah, so this is the picture the agent's looking at right now, okay? Agent's looking at this. Says, what's this? He said, that's high heels and sex items in the master closet. Said, what's this? These are 3 cell phones found in one of the boots. AUSA says, display the Gucci bag for the jury. Pull up GX10A and the stipulation. Zoom in on paragraph 5. A white plastic bottle. It contained liquid residue of meth and liquid MDMA. AUSA says these pills were found with a Tesla imprint on them. Wait, Elon makes pills? Yo, Belgo on Kick says, man, Ack, we need them fucking tapes. That's what we goddamn need. Relax. Relax, my boy. By the way, Malcolm Reed, thank you for the gifted on Kick. Shiesty Nurse, thank you for the gifted as well. And thank you for the 5 gifted. And actually, Malcolm Reed gifted 5 as well. Appreciate all you boys and gals. Okay. Elon makes drugs? Oh, it's just a press. Okay. So it's just some type of. What are usually the? Because I've heard about Tesla pills. Is that usually Molly? Is that usually some other? Like what type of pill is that usually? Xanax? So Teslas are usually Xanax pills. Somebody says no, it's Molly, dummy. Somebody said Perk 30s. Bro, y'all giving me 3 different. Come on, bro. Some people say ecstasy. Oh, ecstasy. Okay. All right, ecstasy. Thank you. Yo, Harvey, man, or Jarvey. Tell him to get me right, bro. Okay, good. So these pills are found with a Tesla imprint on them. They had an active. Oh, I'm stupid as fuck. I should have read it here. So look like in this case, you could put the imprint on anything, I guess. But in this case, the Tesla pills were Xanax. That was the active ingredient. Said this $100 bill had residue of cocaine. And Mr. Gannon said, Mr. Gannon, what is this? And he's pointing to something else. He said, that's a dark wooden box with the word puffy on top. Says, how do you know that this Astroglide and the baby oil that you seized, how many bottles of each? Is that how do you know this is Astroglide? Well, okay. 31 bottles of Astroglide and 25 baby oil bottles. Oh, hell no. They capped it then. Chat, they capped it. They said they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil. It was only 25? Yo, that's crazy prejudicial. That's been the biggest joke about Diddy and thinking about how commercially, if we think about commercial sex acts, if you have 1,000 condoms, that probably means you're doing some commercial sex acts. I'm not saying 25 ain't a lot, but they told us 1,000. They told us 1,000. Now, keep in mind, we don't know what was found at the LA mansion. But in Star Island was only 25. They said it was LA house. Let's 1,000 bottles of baby oil. You sure it was found at the LA house? You sure? Los Angeles mansion. Maybe that's where it was found. Oh, maybe it was the Los Angeles mansion. All right. But at least Star Island, only 25. Still a lot, but it is what it is. Okay. Any other cell phones found? Says yes. BX 1301, page 3, paragraph 11. It says, was there a gun found in the suitcase? Yes, a 45 caliber handgun. The AUSA says, hold the bullets up for the jury. Now, I think this is stupid. If Diddy's not a felon, he's allowed to have a gun. I hate that guns are legal, and especially in places where guns are legal, and right now it's permitless in Florida to have a weapon. Why are you going to use the weapon and like hold it up for the jury unless you're charging with a weapon crime? You're now going to, there's a lot of people who are anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment. When they see someone with the gun, they're thinking you're doing something wrong. Like, I don't like that they're using that, I'm going to be honest. And I'm just a gun supporter, okay? The judge says, cross. The defense says, the day of the search, you knew that Mr. Combs was leaving the country with his twin daughters. Says, objection, sidebar. It comes back where Tenny, so Tenny's doing the cross. Tenny says, in planning the search, you knew that none of the targets of the investigation would be there, right? AUSA says, objection. They say overruled. Gannon says, the plan was to not have him there, but we had contingencies. Tenny says, what type of vehicle did you use? They said, an armored vehicle. Garagos, Tenny, she says, and a boat, right? Didn't y'all come in by land and sea? He says, it's common practice. 80 or 90 agents? Not all the time. He said, you found 6 people. You kept them in handcuffs for an hour? He says, no, ma'am. There was one individual who wasn't happy with us and wasn't cooperating. So we kept him in handcuffs longer. Why wasn't he happy? Wasn't he happy with the cuffs? He says, then they, because he wasn't happy with the cuffs. That's what Gannon was saying, right? Oh, no, Garagos says this. My bad. Because he wasn't happy with the cuffs, we don't get an answer for that. But then she continues to ask, there was a music studio in the guest house, right? DX 305, do you recognize this? And Agent Gannon says, yes, ma'am, it's the studio. Garagos says, move to admit. So they're putting that on the record now. So there's a photo of a mixing board keyboard with love in jewel script over it. While Agent Gannon's on the stand, here's a courtesy to the Inner City Press from artist Elizabeth Williams with Gannon with the gun. So look like the barrel of the gun, which we're seeing in one of those photos, and we're talking about the rifle. He has that exact thing in court. He has the gloves on, and he has it in court. Diddy supposedly he's probably either wiping, I don't know, eye boogers out of his eyes, or he's kind of like covering his face that he don't want to see certain stuff. But I don't think there's nothing he wouldn't want to see at this point, right? Tenny Garagos says the gun was wrapped in a towel. Didn't look like how you displayed it to the jury yesterday, right? Agent Gannon says, yes, ma'am. Garagos says, did you find photos of Mr. Combs with these firearms? Gannon says, we did not. Garagos then says, did you agree that handguns, metal inside, is easier to get fingerprint than maybe another type of device? Gannon says, can't say if it's easier, but it can be done. Garagos says, did you get prints off the gun easier when it's inside? Gannon says, I think so. Garagos says, at HSI, Homeland Security, by the way, you have Mr. Combs' DNA, right? Gannon says, I don't know. Garagos says, when he was arrested, the government took a DNA swab, right? He says, I don't know. Keep in mind, he's the raiding agent. He works probably in the Miami field office in HSI Miami. He would not know how the booking process. He could have looked it up, but he doesn't know about the booking process for Sean Combs in New York. So he says he doesn't know. It's all right. Hold up the Gucci bag. Now this is the Gucci bag right here, chat. Let's put it back on the screen. This is the Gucci bag. Where's the Gucci bag? I think. Where is it? Bang, bang, bang. The Gucci bag is where? I know y'all just seen it, but this is the Gucci bag, right? This is the Gucci bag. So this was like a Remember, we keep hearing about this bag that he has like all his little pills or whatever in. It appears that this would be the bag. So that's the bag they're talking about. It's a hold up the Gucci bag. I guess he holds it up. And Tenny says the drugs were in this bag, correct? And the puffy box, right? The puffy box is this puffy box. Actually, this box doesn't say puffy. This says Diddy. Oh, I think this is a puffy box right here because it says wooden. This looks wooden. Because this looks plastic, and this says Diddy on the outside of it. It doesn't say puffy. Okay. Gannon says yes. Garrigo says, Your Honor, I'm going to introduce a sealed exhibit with the help of IT. May I approach the witness? Judge says yes. It says, deputy says we may proceed. DX304. AUSA Smizer, they cut off the screen and no one can see the exhibit. They says, please don't say the name of the people in this photograph other than my client. Do not talk about it. AUSA, hold on. So the AUSA was actually giving instructions. AUSA said, please cut off the screen. Then Tenny says, don't say the name of the people other than my client. Don't talk about it. And then Smizer says, hey, can we confer with counsel? Look like there's some sensitive people who are probably either not charged or maybe other celebrities that are in some photo they're showing. Now the AUSA wants to talk to Garrigos. The deputy says, we may take the sealed exhibit down. Okay, so they took it down. Garrigos says, Agent Gannon, you live in Florida. Don't many people have handguns in their home? AUSA says, objection. Judge says, rephrase. Garrigos says, do you have guns in your home? Gannon says, yes. No further questions. So they're basically just showing guns aren't that abnormal. Now, they didn't, by the way, this is the cross on the detective. They're only talking about what's found. They're not speaking about any of the sexual items found, right? They're just only speaking on the guns. And they basically said, yo, you guys have guns too, right? It's pretty normal and typical. I bet. That's it. Is there a redirect? There's no redirect, so we're going to get Agent Gannon off of the witness stand. And now the next witness is Dr. Dawn Hughes. AUSA says, what is your profession? Dr. Hughes says, I'm a clinical and forensic psychologist. I treat people who are in World War II, which is such an honor. AUSA says, how many times have you testified in court? Dr. Hughes says, about 60 or 65 in Southern District of New York, in the Eastern District of New York, the Northern District in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and VA. By the way, I didn't have people check in. If you're watching right now, I don't care where you're at. If you're on Kick, get up in that chat right now. Rumble, get up in that chat. If you're watching on either YouTube channels or even on Meta, where are you guys from, man? You got to rep where you're from, bro. Okay? Anybody here from Virginia, Connecticut, Jersey, Pennsylvania, anywhere in New York, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten, Bronx, anybody from Milwaukee in here, Cleveland, Ohio, Akron, Vegas in the building, Texas in the building, North Carolina in the building, LA in the building, Louisiana, New Mexico, Nashville, Tennessee, DMV area. What up with y'all, man? San Francisco, East Belgium, St. Petersburg, Florida. You see what happened with Rod Wave? We got to talk about that. Savannah, Georgia, New Mexico, Louisville, Guadalajara, Philly, Columbus, Ohio. We got Philly in the building, man. Definitely. Southside Jamaica, Queens, Rhode Island. I like Rhode Island. My brother went to college there. Where else? South Africa in the building. Albany. Damn. Okay. Arizona. What's up with y'all, man? Shout out to everybody, man. Keep checking in. All right. So the person said they've testified all over the place, right? AUSA says we offer Dr. Hughes as an expert. The defense actually doesn't object. Say, okay, cool. AUSA says, what do you anticipate covering? Dr. Hughes says, why victims stay? Memory. AUSA says, have you been retained by the government? Dr. Hughes says, yes. What is your hourly rate? Dr. Hughes says $600 an hour, but it's $6,000 for a full day in court. So he's getting paid $6,000 per day in court. Now, someone like Dr. Hughes, you would only need him for a full day in court. It wouldn't be like 2 or 3 days. Remember, he's only to give understanding of psychological issues that probably are caused by traumatic situations, right? So AUSA says, hey, we want to know, why do victims stay? And Dr. Hughes says, well, there's psychological bonds and the psychological consequences of the abuse. He says, what are the levels of fear? Dr. Hughes says his ranges from physical violence to butterflies. Violence doesn't have to happen all the time. AUSA says, what is psychological violence. Dr. Hughes says, well, intimidation, throwing things, telling you what you could do and where you could go. The defense says objection. The judge says, hold on, I'm going to strike the last answer, okay? AUSA Mitzi Steiner, that's the one who's doing this direct, says, what can be the role of sexual abuse? Dr. Hughes says it puts the victim in a slightly psychological fear. AUSA says, why does it prevent leave-in? Dr. Hughes says, shame, degradation. They don't want to think about it. AUSA says, what's emotional abuse? Dr. Hughes then says, putting down our partner, feeling like a piece of crap. AUSA says, what about financial dependence? Dr. Hughes says, the abuse, control, housing, and transportation, taking away her laptop. Defense says objection. The judge actually sustains it. Steiner says, are you familiar with love bombing? Dr. Hughes says, that's the honeymoon phase. The abuser showers her with gifts and affection to get her back. AUSA says, does the attempt to leave happen over time? Says, yes, it takes multiple attempts. AUSA says, which is the most common coping mechanism? Dr. Hughes says, trying to work it out because of the trauma bonds. You don't want to lose your partner. AUSA says, personal coping mechanisms. How does placating and appeasing usually work? Dr. Hughes says, we're trying to avoid abuse. We're going to continue here. AUSA says, what is minimization? Dr. Hughes then says, the victim says maybe they had a bad day at work. Maybe they were intoxicated. It's a way to stay in the relationship, but it increases their risk. It's not a long-term strategy. It gets from one assaultive episodes to the next. AUSA says, what about the power relation? The doctor says, a person can have power as a principal of school. The victim asks, who's going to believe me? Right? AUSA says, when does the victim finally speak? Dr. Hughes says, in a safe environment, or usually after psychological help. AUSA says, what type of language do victims use when they first speak of it? Dr. Hughes says they usually minimize it. They are piecemeal. They remember the chipping paint on the ceiling, the smell of alcohol on the perpetrator's breath. Sidebar, and there's a sidebar and cross-examination that's going to happen. It will be by Jonathan Bach, who's Alexandra Shapiro's husband, as we said, who was brought on to be Combs' 10th attorney. Bach says, your clients, you observe them closely. Their cognitive style? Hughes says, yes. Bach says, people don't fit in the boxes, right? Dr. Hughes says, they're categories. Bach says, but you have to listen to particular individuals, right? Dr. Hughes says, I'm not divorced from my training. Okay. All right, we're waiting for some more messages. Okay. Oh man, Polish Power on Kick. He got the jokes. He said, "Ack, you need to update your profile picture. Look like this act ate the last act." Holy. Holy. All right. Okay. All right. So we're getting somewhere here. They got me feeling like I'm academics. Fat Joe was going in on Joe Budden? What the hell? What's going on? Fat Joe? And let me play the clip. Nah, this is crazy. So Fat Joe, and I think, by the way, honestly, I think Fat Joe has a new show. So him and Jadakiss have a new podcast, and I think they're trying to make waves a little bit. Not necessarily Jada, but I think Fat Joe, who's had like he had the Instagram show for a long time, which was doing pretty good. Now that he's in a podcast lane, I think he knows how to like move the needle a little bit. And I think he took aim at Joe while discussing some current events. If you guys don't remember the whole thing with 50 Cent, Joe Budden courtside. So when 50 Cent was courtside and Joe Budden was sitting behind him, right? You see Joe right here. See Joe right here. You see 50. You see Joe right here. You see 50 right here. The person sitting next to him is actually Fat Joe. And I know we're talking about two Joes, but this is Joe Budden, 50, and then Fat Joe. Apparently, Joe Budden and 50 kind of whispered to each other. They've kind of both made a little bit light of the situation online. But I didn't think it would be Fat Joe who would be ended up really clowning Joe Budden. And he did on his show. Check this out. By the way, they have a new podcast. I should check it out. It's called Joe and Jada.
I'm not going 10th row. I'm not
Here we
going.
go. Here we go.
Why not?
Huh?
Ticket.
I heard that. What was the most expensive ticket for the game? What, 500,000? Something like that? 130,000?
I don't know. It was 54,000 to seat. The game I went. I was
saw like
tempted to sell it.
150 or something like that.
I would have never caught a ticket again. You know that shit was 54,000 a seat.
That's crazy. I would
Yeah.
never do that.
He's talking
I ain't
about the
gonna lie to
seats.
you.
What?
I ain't paying 50 for a ticket.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
Well, I've done it.
Damn, Knicks tickets are that expensive? Well, I guess courtside, right? Yo, my stomach is turning off this coffee shit, man. It's never happened before.
I can
Like-
do a lot with 50 grand.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
New York Knicks, a Knick floor seat experience is like a bucket list of life that, you can cross that off.
I
That's
kind of
something.
did it for free. So, I mean, I'll
Oh,
take it.
yeah. I mean,
He's
That's
a
why I
World
would never
Series.
pay for the ticket. I need
Well,
it free.
sir, let me tell you something, man. I've paid that much, even more for boxing matches.
Nah, I'll
like
do that.
Who's this guy?
And the shit is crazy because your man Edgar Berlanga, little man Edgar Berlanga, fight Canelo.
Here we go.
Suspect for me is I'm not going 10th row. I'm not going 5 row. I gotta be front row.
So you want all the
Cause
setup.
somebody you don't like, your enemy, gonna come sit right. It's like we call that the Joe Button seats. Them second row.
I don't even got
You
a
ain't got a
hood.
hoodie.
I don't
Yo.
even got a hood.
Yo, listen, them second, third row, I can't do it. I gotta sit front row. I'll give you my experience.
What do you call them seats?
The Joe Button seats, them shit second row. Perfect example. Him and 50 got some shit, and I'm sitting courtside. If 50
He
comes
was
sit,
right behind y'all. though.
okay, but he's behind.
Yo, chat, this is why, honestly, this is why I don't like to go to shit where other celebrities go. Because in reality, there's too many celebrities. Everybody got money. And they're always doing this weird competition. I'm pretty sure Joe Budden saved $20,000 or $30,000. And his girl, who he brought, no disrespect to her, she felt like that shit was courtside. You come through a little bit different entrance. Like, oh shit, this is like, it's still kind of courtside. But your feet ain't on the motherfucking floor. But it feels like courtside. His girl got no problems. Unless his girl dated a baller that really had her courtside. So Joe Budden's seats, quote unquote, they're valid. But this is why you can't keep up with the Joneses. And for me, if I'm ever going to do some celebrity shit, I got to do, like, I ain't going to cap with you. Oh shit, I got to show y'all this, chat. I got to show y'all this. I just want to show you how pretentious this industry is. I want to show you how pretentious this industry is. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Damn, what type of shit I got up in my shit? The fuck? Here we go. I'm gonna show you how pretentious everything is in the industry, right? And this is why if I'm ever popping out where any of y'all niggas is at, I'm popping out. Like, I kind of get what Joe is saying. Because if you're gonna go do that for the look, you got to get front row. Second row, not the look. You got to get front row, or just stay up in the box. I usually stay up in the box. I don't pay for tickets, period. So I'll be damned. First, I don't even like the Knicks. I just get free tickets. So I'll be up in the box, chilling, taking pictures. I take pictures, eat the food, and dip by halftime. I ain't trying to get that traffic. Fuck out of here. Fuck the Knicks. Anyway, I'll be at the next round. Here's the thing. I'm gonna show you how pretentious like all of this shit is. Where is it at? Oh my God. Where is it? Fuck. And yes, I'm gonna make it about me. Not about me. I just like giving a personal story. Where is it at? Fuck. Can I not find the shit? I might not be able to find it. No. Oh, right here. Bingo. Okay. I'm gonna post this real quick, right? I'm gonna delete it though after I post it. Where is it at? Perfect. This is what I'm telling you. And chat, I just want to show you how wasteful and the argument that Joe is having It's a real thing. That's why I keep telling y'all. When rappers all buy the same car, they then compete with women. Like, it's always this the competition never stops. This is why you can't hang around celebrities. If I go to the game, I want to be where the celebrities are. Because if you're not where the celebrities are, they're going to be like, damn, you ain't that lit because you're not in this part where the real celebrities are, right? Like, because when you go to the Knicks game, they do this whole thing. It's like celebrity row. They play your music. When 50's there, they play his fucking music. When Boogie was there, they show you on the screen for like 25 seconds. They play your music. It's like they welcome you to the Garden. So if you don't get that, they're like, well, you're not that lit. It's stupid, if you ask me. But this is what you sign up for when, number one, you have an ego, because you're only going down to them seats because you want to flex and show off, right? Like, a lot of this shit is not even, you could watch the game better at home, but you want to go and flex. So now you're spending out the ass. All right, look at this shit, chat. Okay. So, matter of fact, Selena sent this to me. So remember, I was in for Aiden's boxing event. I go down to Miami. Down to Miami. If you ever seen, we went. I guess it went viral. I was on a yacht and I was playing like Drake song, "Somebody You Love," and it was a bunch of bitches twerking and people were trying to whatever. Cool. So anyway, it's spring break or some shit. Like, everybody's down there. I mean, everybody and their mom is down there. Like, nigga, I've never seen traffic with boats. Like, boats were in traffic. So much boat, like yachts going in and out. Now, I don't even know how this pic get taken, but I start getting hit up from mad people. But Selena too. Selena hits me and says, "Ack, yo." Well, first of all, she asks, is like, "Wait, you got a girl?" Second thing she says is like, "Yo, you gotta hit me like for the yacht connect. Let me post it, right?" First of all, I don't even think I paid for the yacht. I don't even know how we even got a yacht. But anyway, this was the post. Somebody posted. Check this out. Somebody on another yacht. This is me on another yacht, passing by my yacht. Takes a picture of me, like, I don't know, I guess I'm hugging some chick and so whatever. And then they say, "Ack, you're making too much money to be on that little boat. Call me next time." First of all, we only had like maybe like 9-10 people on it. Like, it's like a 6-foot yacht. Anyway, I am making it about me a little bit, but just to tell you how pretentious the world is, and this is why people feel the need to compete, because Fat Joe is literally bragging on Joe, saying, "I'm in the first row, you're in the second row." Like, this is such a stupid thing to really be bragging about. But
I'm out here, gang. We out here, gang.
You find yourself arguing about dumb shit.
We out here, gang.
Kind of like,
what's up, man? We out here, man.
Yo,